Hey guys, it's your girl Marta from Marta's Makeup and I'm back with another video. I'm so excited today because I'm actually doing this video in collab with Sofia from Sofia's Outlet. That is how she usually does her intro and she's just so awesome. She's so cool and I'm so happy that we are doing this collab. We both got the Juvia's Place new palettes, the holiday release that they had with the orange and yellow palette and the purple palette. And we are both going to do some swatches and of course a look with each of the palettes. Sofia is actually also from Norway, so I think it's so cool that we're doing this collab. She has a gorgeous deep skin tone, so it will also give you a bit of an idea how the palette will work on my skin tone, which is of course super fair, and also her skin tone, which is deep. So I'm so excited to be doing this video with her, and yeah, you definitely have to check her out because she makes awesome content. She does a lot of makeup looks. She has just started collecting single shadows, which is so cool, and she also does new makeup releases almost every week, so definitely check her out. I'm going to leave a link down below to both her Instagram and her YouTube, of course. But let's just get straight into the swatches. I'm going to swatch the Nubian Glow and the Nubian Royal palette for you guys. Okay, so here we have the swatches. As usual, I do turn down my lighting and then I use my flash from my phone just to show all of the sparkles and the potential shifts in the shadows. And as you can see, this one, which I actually ended up using in my look, has a green to gold, yellow to pink shift, which is so beautiful. The first one here is really foiled and has some glitters in it, or sparkles as well, which is really exciting. This one needs to be built up a little bit, the yellow matte, and the glitter actually swatched really nicely. I didn't end up using that one, but I used all the other colors somehow, and this is just a very muted shimmer, I feel like. So that is the swatches of the Nubian Glow palette. So apparently I did not film when swatching these, I'm so sorry. I ended up building up the pink one right here and the lighter pink one, but the others I just swatched with one swatch. So yeah, I think these look so beautiful, especially like the first shimmer here. It has like a gold flip to it, and the base is a little bit like cool toned purple, but then the sheen goes from almost a pink purpley tone to the gold one, which is super beautiful, and I felt like you could definitely see that on the eye as well, because this one is the one I used all over my lid. The second shimmer is actually a little bit less textured, I feel like, and more of like a satin with a little bit of micro sparkles in it. It's also very pretty, but not something I would usually go for. The purple here, the matte, is gorgeous. I feel like it applied quite nicely, and yeah, I really like the color. And I feel like with the purpley, the pinky purpley one right here, you also get quite a lot of versatility with the palette, because you can make a way more like pinky look using that one. And I was surprised at how well this light matte worked, at least on my skin tone. It seemed quite opaque, even though I had to build it up for the swatch. And the glitter is really pretty with all the like holographic multicolored sparkles. As you can see, it's very beautiful. I'm not sure if I would use it all over the lid though, because it is plastic and you should definitely be careful doing that. But it's perfect for liner and other kind of like more graphic work. So these are all of the swatches, and I guess we can just go straight into the two looks that I did, and the first one will be with the Nubian Glow palette. For my first look, I want to go into the Nubian Glow palette, and I'll be using my S3 brush. As you can see, it's only 2 mattes, so I'll definitely use both. And for my lid, I want to focus on this one because it seems to be the most shifty one, and I think it looks really pretty. And I don't really know what to do with the rest of them. Maybe I will try to use this as a highlighter. It might be a little bit too deep for my skin tone. And then this one, and yeah, I might use this one for my lower lash line because it's quite beautiful and quite like yellowy gold, and I'm not sure about the glitter yet if I'll even use it. Maybe I can use it as a cut crease glitter. But I'm just going to start with my Kaleidos S3 brush, and I'm dipping into the deep or the medium orange. To prime my eyes, I used my NARS Smudge Proof eye primer, and I used the one that is actually tinted, so I tried not dragging it too far up because on me it's a little bit too yellow and dark. This far, this color is super good, like it's really pigmented. I'm just going to like drag it over the lid as well. And I'm probably just going to try to like stop it right here, and then I'm going to blend it into the yellow. And I'm probably dragging the yellow a little bit up of here just to blend out the crease. So I'll just repeat that with my other eye before I go in with the yellow. Now I'm ready to go in with the yellow, and I'm just using a Morphe brush that is a little bit rounded and not super big. And I'm just going to apply that right here, and of course I'm going to overlap it here to be able to blend that orange, but honestly it blended really nicely by itself, so you wouldn't have to use this one. And I don't really remember if my Juvia's Place shadows performed this good, because I felt like the orange was just so pigmented and blended almost by itself. So I was really impressed with that shade. I'm not sure if I feel like this yellow is as opaque as the orange, but I'm just going to go in, like back in with the orange a little bit just to intensify that shade. I feel like they're quite similar in tone. Like they could have had a little bit more depth considering it's just those two mattes in the palette. But I mean, they work really nicely together and they are pretty. I'm really excited to see what kind of look Sofia makes with this. To make sure I make the most out of the shimmer, I'm just going to take a very light layer of my BH Cosmetics Space Booster. It's the one I always use for my looks and I love it. And yeah, I'm just dragging it all over the lid, making sure I don't have like the sharpest edge right here because I like it when it fades a little bit more. And I'm also trying to do that on the rest here, but at the same time I might use that glitter as a cut crease, so then it doesn't really matter if it's super sharp here. If you want a lighter application of the glitter, you can just use your finger and you won't have those sharp edges. And I always make sure I do it like right above my actual crease so you can still just see the shade. If you hear some noise in the background, it's just my puppy that is playing. So now I'm just going in with this shade. I'm using my BH Cosmetics flat brush. It says number 4. And I'm just going to really coat my brush. I swatched this shadow once before this and it was really hard to pick up, so I think I really have to like dig in there. And now I'm just placing that here. Okay, so I don't know if you're seeing like the texture I'm getting with this. It looks like my lid is like 10 years older, but the color itself, and I mean I like the formula when it is a little bit textured. So I'm just going to like tap with my finger to make sure it looks maybe a little bit smoother, but I mean it looks really pretty if you're not considering how wrinkly my lid looks. Like how did it look like that? Like my other lid is not that wrinkly. But I mean the color and the sparkliness, it's really pretty. So I think I'm going to end up liking this. I don't even know if I want a glitter cut crease because this is just so effortless and beautiful. I'll just finish the other eye and we'll see. So I finished off my face makeup and I'm trying to use this one as a highlighter. I feel like it has a kind of like blushy base, but then a little bit more like greeny gold sheen to it. So I'm excited to see how it looks like. I just need my mirror. And I'm just going to start by taking a little bit here just to see like how it might look, because I have to see if I get a deeper cast, because I do not like that. It has a little bit of a cast, but I feel like it works, at least when I'm just applying a little bit. I don't know how it looks like on camera. I mean, it's a little bit too dark, but for most people this would work as a highlight. For me it's a little bit dark because I can like see the darkness right here where I have been foiling it. But I mean, it works. Now I'll just go ahead and apply that orange matte on my lower lash line and blend it out with the yellow, and then I'll use that goldy shimmer, I think. Could have also used the orange glitter if I really wanted something that pops, but I like how this is looking now, that it's kind of simple, and yeah, I love the monochromaticness of the palette. Now I'm just applying that yellow. As you know, I like to blend out my lower lash line underneath the actual crease right here. So that's why I'm like trying to pack it on. And of course I will be using that gold shade almost on the whole line here, which is why I'm not like that worried about the blending of the orange. I just like to have it as like a base. So I'm now just going into that gold. It's like the first shade in the palette, and I'm just going to apply that right here. I'm also just going to add that shade that I used for my highlight in the inner corner, and I think that's basically my finished look. I'm going to put on some black liner just above here to tightline my upper lash line, and of course mascara, fix my brows and all that kind of stuff, and then I'll show you the close-up. So this is how my finished look using the Nubian Glow palette turned out, and I'm really positively surprised because I just love these colors together. Like, I feel like this is a very easy palette to work with, and I'm really positively surprised by the shimmers because I feel like they were like so sparkly and beautiful. And yeah, I can definitely see myself reaching for this palette again. And yeah, I guess I can also just say while I'm still remembering and not being too distracted by look. He thinks it's food on my lips, but it's actually the Proper Beauty Made It lipstick, and I didn't even use a lip liner today for some reason, but yeah. And obviously I did use the lightest shade as my highlighter, and I used my Lo-Fi Peach highlighter from Kaleidos Makeup that they gifted to me as my, did I say highlighter? I meant blush. The peach blush for my cheeks, as well as my contour in light, cool light from them. But yeah, that is my look with the orangey palette, and I guess we can just go straight on to the purple one. He always gets so sad when I do my makeup because he understands that I'm going to leave afterwards because I'm going to work. It's time to use the Nubian Royal palette, and I'm so excited to dip into this one, so I will definitely use my Kaleidos Makeup S3 brush right here. And I think I've decided to go for this one both in the inner and outer corner and kind of make like a halo eye, and maybe I'll actually be able to use the glitter as a cut crease liner now. And I don't know if I will be using all of these, but I'll just at least start with this one. I kind of struggle when the shimmers are a lot darker than the mattes, because this one is the deepest shade in the palette. This one also seems to be a tiny bit deeper or the same depth, I'm not really sure. But I'm just digging into that purple and I'll place it right here. Ooh, that is really pigmented upon first application. Obviously I had some fallout, but I'm never really bothered about that. I'll also just place it here in the outer corner. I'm just like buffing the edges, and it seems to be buffing out quite nicely, particularly because it looks like it's a very bright purple, so that's really nice to see. I'm going into that more pinky purpley color and I'm trying to like place that in the middle. And I kind of already feel like intensifying this purple because I feel like it should be a little bit more bright. But I could also just wait and actually blend the edges with the lightest shade first and then go in with this shade again. Maybe I should just do that. I'll just go ahead and use that same Morphe brush I used for yesterday's look, and I'm just going to like pack that right over the edge where I placed the other colors just to help with the blending. I am kind of wondering how this shade will look as a crease shade or like blending shade for deeper skin tones, because I'm just thinking maybe it will be a little bit ashy because it's very like white based. But for me and my skin tone, it works really nicely. Now I'm just going back in and intensifying at least this shade. I'm not sure if I want to intensify the pink because like it was way more of a pinky purpley shade than this one. This is a little bit more cool toned, which I really like. Now I just put my BH Cosmetics Space Booster all over my lid, so I'm just going to take a flat brush and go ahead and use this shade. Seems like it's kind of the same formula as the one in the Nubian Glow palette. So I'm just going to place that all over the lid, I think. I mean, I didn't place the glitter glue all over the lid. I kind of made it more of like a halo shape like this. And I'm just going to take that purple again and try to like cover up the edges right here where I kind of blended the shimmer so that the matte moved. Seems to be working nicely. I just want to see how the glitter looks, so I'm just going to add that like just above the crease here. So I just finished off the rest of my makeup. I ended up using my Kaleidos Makeup Moon Cruiser highlight both as my inner corner, where I packed it on with a facial spray. I just used my Mario Badescu one to moisten the powder, and here I just used it dry and kind of rubbed it into my cheek. And I'm now ready to do the lower lash line, and I just picked up a little bit more of that bright cooler toned purple, and I'm just going to add that, I think, all over my lower lash line. And I haven't really decided if I'm going to use any shimmers or what kind of shimmers or whatever I'm going to do there. I just added glitter glue to my lower lash lines, and I'm just taking this detailed brush and I'm going to add that deep shimmer just right into here, and I'm just going to like blend it into that lighter shimmer that I have all over my lid, because I want that more on the inner part of the lower lash line. And I'm also going to use that lightest matte to just blend the purples afterwards. So this is my finished look using the Nubian Royal palette, and I do really like how the look turned out. It's super purple. I feel like the purples blended quite nicely. It's not like the best purples I've ever tried, but I'm definitely happy with how they performed. So for the rest of my face, I ended up using, of course, my Kaleidos Makeup Cool Contour palette, the cool light one. And I used also their blush, the peachy one, the Lo-Fi Peach blush. I always just like to use that if I'm like, I just reach for something, then that's one of my go-tos lately. I think it's so pretty. And I used their Moon Cruiser highlight, which was just so beautiful. I already said that I used it in my inner corner as well, and I just really like that one. It's also been one of my go-to highlighters lately. And for my lips, I ended up using my Colored Rain lipstick in the shade Heart of Stone. I bought it on sale for just like $5 recently, and it's a gray toned liquid lipstick, but I used it with a warm toned purpley, almost a berry liner from a Norwegian brand called Makeup Mecca, so it's not even for sale anymore, but that made it a way more like cool toned purple liquid lipstick instead, which I really like. I think it looks really pretty, and I might just go to work like this, honestly. I do think that's the details of my makeup that I used today, and I will of course leave everything down in my description box as I always do. And yeah, I hope that you like this look as well. I don't know which look was my favorite. Leave me a comment down below which of these looks were your favorite, and I'm so excited to see what kind of looks Sofia created, because these colors will look so bomb on her, and she just always makes these bright, bold, beautiful looks. So I really want to thank her for collabing with me. It is so much fun to do a collab with a fellow Norwegian, and she also does both Instagram and YouTube, which is extra fun for me because I don't usually do a lot of YouTube collabs, but it's very exciting when I do. So thank you so much, Sofia, and please check her out. You will not regret it. But I guess that's it for this video. So I thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then please leave this video a thumbs up, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!